Mod Mania for this week is all about Fallout 3 and the DLC called The Pit. It's supposed to be set in the post-apocalyptic town of Pittsburgh. It's full of monsters and raiders. You've got to kill the raiders and find a cure for these monsters kind of moping around and infecting everyone. Simple enough, and to be honest, it's not a very good DLC. I think it's quite rubbish, actually. Very boring. And, well, someone decided to spice things up a little bit. Someone just created a mod for Fallout 3 The Pit where you can eat a baby.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. Delicious. It looks like someone actually thought it would be a great idea to mod The Pit for Fallout 3 and the final reward. You see, the cure, like I mentioned, for these nasty monsters running around, the cure is inside a small little baby. And the family there's guarding it's like, oh, what a cute baby. Are you here to guard the house? Yes. Run over to the crib, spot the baby. What you've got to do is, you've got to rescue it, give it to some guy that told you, hey, you're going to have to go in here and find a cure and rescue everything. You're supposed to get the baby, give it to him and say, thanks, you just found the cure. Here, have an injection. You've got like 10% resistance to radiation. Think, that's my reward? I just got indoctrinated as a slave to these nasty raiders in this post-apocalyptic world. And that's my cure? Just a 10% resistance? That's rubbish! So someone decided to make it a bit more interesting. Just gobble up a baby. Yeah, if you have the cannibal perk where you can eat people's bodies for health bonuses, you can actually eat the baby. Someone decided to mod it and do that. And then a little message pops up and says, yeah, you just ate a baby. Okay, well, you're completely resistant to radiation now because of all the chemicals running in the baby. But was it really worth it? Well, I don't know. I think probably. Well,
some would agree that it is worth it.
Yeah, well...
Glimmer at me.
Well, when you think about it, what's better? What is better? Getting a 10% radiation resistance or 100% radiation resistance?
Get a baby.
Yeah, all you have to do is just get the cannibal perk in Fallout 3 and then eat the baby. And hear some grisly eating sounds like... So yeah, that's baby eating sounds right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, funnily enough, the person who created this mod didn't make it so that you lose karma. If you do good things, you gain karma. If you do bad things, you lose karma. Eating a baby, though, that has no effect on your karma.
Not at all.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, but that's clearly a bit of an insight on the modders' side of things. And unfortunately, though, you can't download the baby-eating mod of Fallout 3 The Pit because it was removed from the Fallout Nexus website. So you can't download it. It's just probably one of the weirdest ones I've heard for Fallout 3. Just,
what, you think?
Well, just slap it between two slices of bread and go, and think, wow, I'm resistant to radiation now. Go me!
Yes, that's how simple it is to eat a baby, Jake.
Well, okay. I'm sure that I'm sure the baby didn't feel any pain. It was just one big gulp.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But
no idea how you did it.
Hopefully, we won't get anyone writing in saying, "You're promoting eating small children." No, I'm not Jonathan Swift. I'm not.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. We're telling everyone listening to make the correct life choice. Eat a baby.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe this is a modest proposal in the form of a Fallout 3 mod. It's just something I wanted to call attention to because sometimes the fans do have some pretty crazy ideas. But let me just say, at least there's a more interesting outcome for that DLC. Otherwise, it's rubbish. The original ending is, you escape, you got the cure, have a slight resistance to radiation. Good boy, would you like a cookie? Would you like some milk? Yeah, well, get out of here. You're not getting anything good beyond that. Get out of here. That's basically
Get out of here, you scamp.
You little rascal. Did you just eat that baby? Oh, you. Alright then, you can go now. You can... No. It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. I mean, sure, we couldn't get the cure.
Off you go, it's okay.
It's not bad karma, for some reason. You know who...
But if you steal a bottle cap, so help me.
If you steal a bottle caps, we're going to get the whole town against you. But if you eat the baby, no. But anyway, you know who the baby's going to grow up to be? Cyber Hitler. Number 2. That's why, you remember the final boss of Wolfenstein 3D? He comes back with a vengeance in the form of a baby. So that's why it's not bad karma.
Yeah, of course. You've got to stop Cyber Hitler. Of course. It makes sense.
Yeah, we've just had Rich write in and he said, please stop promoting the consumption of babies. Your shocking comments are not appreciated here. Political correctness gone mad. I can say what I want about devouring small children, probably, in the world of video games. It's a video game mod. We don't want actual people writing in and getting us arrested, and we've got piles and piles of police out here with riot gear and beanbag shotguns. I think maybe this is the good time to round off Mod Mania and play.
I think that's an excellent time to do it, Jake.
Yeah, I would just like to clarify right now, if anyone would like to complain, it was all Hyperion's idea. He wrote that piece of the show, well, everything else was by me. Please forward your insults to Australia, just Australia HQ, which is where...
send it to the government Parliament House. I'm not even going to see it. You guys have fun with that. I'm scot-free over here.
Yeah, I'm sure we could all sort this out. Gendo writes and said, to be honest, he would be satisfied with cookies and milk. I mean, to be honest, that would be a better ending for this Fallout mod. Just, here you go, cookies and milk.
It would be better.
Wow, thanks. Yeah, it would have been better. Okay, so did you know, in the cooperative survival horror game Resident Evil Outbreak File 2, you need to scavenge for any weapons you can find. Now, these can range from melee weapons, guns, sometimes you gotta create your own weapons. Well, it has its fair share of really rubbish weapons, unfortunately.
I'm thinking, what could I make with my little creative mind?
Well, if I grab this damp sock that I pulled off my foot, and I wrap it around the end of a shotgun, and attach the shotgun to at least 37 jars of peanut butter I just glued together, I got some pile of garbage that I'll never use. So, how about we try out some of these other weapons? Some of these weapons in the game are horrendously rubbish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Horrendous, though.
Well, pretty naff, to be honest. I mean, some of the worst weapons you can use to fight against zombies in Resident Evil Outbreak File 2 include a long pole.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, you ever thought of poking a zombie to death? Just going, just...
Haven't we all?
I don't know. Maybe when nothing else is around, but sure, why not? A long pole to kind of poke a zombie to death with. There's a scrub brush. You know, just a broom. You can use a broom where you can just brush them away. Just, shh. Hey, stop it, Arg. That's really annoying. Your bristles hurt, you know. Oh, all right, I'll collapse and be dead. Bleh, I'm a dead zombie. Yeah, that's a bit of a rubbish weapon. Weirdly enough, another of the worst weapons you can probably find in Resident Evil Outbreak File 2, probably in general in the Resident Evil series, some of the worst weapons also include a freaking revolver. How do you make a revolver a terrible weapon?
Oh, it's simple. You just make it completely camp.
Well, with this revolver, seriously, it's about as effective as throwing stale popcorn into a zombie's face. You've got 5 rounds, compared to, like, a handgun which holds 15 rounds. It does slightly more damage, but if you're going to be playing on, like, hard and very hard mode, which is the only place you're going to find this weapon, then all the zombies are a lot tougher anyway, so it's gonna make diddly poo of a difference. It's deliberately included in order to make things a lot more difficult.
Oh, it ain't gonna be easy.
My brother told me when he was playing Resident Evil Outbreak, the first game, the first one, File 1 you could call it, he ended up losing all of his ammo when they were trying to escape in this hospital from a gigantic mutant leech, and that was blocking their exit. So, trying to use up all the bullets on it, lost all the bullets, and he noticed one of his AI companions just grabbed a broom and just started brushing it to death. Just, take that. Think, wow, is this the best you can do against a gigantic zombie leech? You're just gonna brush it to death? A brush with death? Harder? Yeah, I'm gonna brush this gigantic leech away. Take that, you nasty zombie fool! Come on, Mark, yeah, you brush it away with that brush. It's doing critical damage right now. Even worse, when I played on the second game, Resident Evil Outbreak File 2, when I was running around trying to escape the zombies, and I entered this abandoned hospital, you think, ooh, it's full of plants and it's kind of spooky, it's awfully scary, Shaggy. So I walked through the door. Someone on the other end of the hospital corridor kicks down the door, think, oh my god, it's an Axeman, it's a crazy dude walking around with just trousers, some strange kind of mutation on his belly, and an executioner's cowl, and he's walking around with an axe. You think, uh-oh, this ain't gonna turn out well, is it? This guy's crazy and he's gonna try and chop me into I don't know, chop me into sandwich slices. So, what do? I think, right, I got my pistol, right. Oh, playing on very hard mode. Good thing I've got this long pole I'm gonna fight him with, and quite literally, that's what I did. It was just a simple case of me poking this guy, poke him with a long stick, that makes him stumble. He tries to come at me with the axe, poke him with the long stick, and he stumbles again. Then he approaches me with the axe, and I poke him again, and he stumbles backwards. I think, how strong is this stick? Or how rubbish is this guy? He's crazy, he's mutated, and he's got an axe, and yet I'm holding him back by quite literally just poking him in his soft little belly with a long stick.
If it ain't broke, don't bother fixing it.
But it's a rubbish weapon! Why is a rubbish weapon doing, like, critical damage, stumbling back a crazy axe dude who's probably infected with the T-virus?
Yeah, I can't give you anything for that one, mate. You just shouldn't be able to get taken out by a pole.
Precisely. And yet these are some of the worst weapons you're probably going to be coming across in the Resident Evil series, hands down. I remember using the broom against a gigantic zombie elephant. It was working. I mean, it was doing, like, pitiful damage, but every time I hit it, it was making it stumble back like, oh, that was a critical hit. I think, seriously? I'm basically giving you a wash here, Mr. Zombie Elephant, and yet you're stumbling around like I just hit you with a tank. But okay. Don't get me wrong, I love Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. It's one of my favourite Resident Evil games when I'm fighting the undead and trying to survive against these hordes of nasty monsters. But it's kinda in need of a bit of a polish. But, well, still, I can get a heck of a lot of fun out of it.
Polish, he says.
What? I've been waiting for you, friends.
I'm not leaving you behind!
Dr. Wowie.
I'm not a terrorist!
Calm down!
Impossible!
Just take a look at this.
Oh no!
What's going on with that radio?
I have done all.
I told you. Ho. What?
Yeah.
Bad voice acting in video games, the staple part of the Cyberden. Well, this week, we've got another bad voice acting mega mix. So it's kind of like a medley of different games with bad voice acting, and we've thrown in a few games you probably haven't heard of, and a few games we haven't even covered on the show yet.
Just a little bit pleased with yourself, ain't ya? And rightly so, rightly so. You're on the way to being a big face in this filthy cesspit.
That was from Grand Theft Auto London. That really sucked.
Oh, it's just as simple as being a cheese grater with the monkey.
I'm the monkey, and you're the cheese grater.
Yeah, that was also from Grand Theft Auto London, but...
Yeah, it was awful.
It was terrible, yeah, but the thing is with this one, with this other voice, he sounds like he's 12. He honestly sounds like a little kid, like, yeah, bet you're really pleased with yourself, ain't you? Yeah, right, so it just reminds me of these, like, little 3-foot-tall kiddies going around and thinking that they're, like, 3 times their age, kind of flicking their fingers and swinging around a little watch on a chain, like, yeah, I think I'm, like, proper cool, mate, yeah, I bet you're really pleased with yourself. You're gonna be a big face around the cesspit. Oh, Billy, come down, we've got to get some dinner now. No, shut up, Mum, shut up, I'm trying to talk to some guys and tell them to do some stuff, yeah, so, what you gotta do, you gotta steal that cookie from Janie, because, yeah, she got me into detention. Is Grand Theft Auto London set in a playground? That's what I'm asking.
I think so.
I'm honestly asking that right now. And instead of going around in cars and, trying to nick stuff in the 1960s crime-ridden world of London, hopping on little bicycles and tricycles riding around, that's the idea I'm getting from the bad voice acting alone from Grand Theft Auto London. Let me just play it one more time, that sample.
Just a little bit pleased with yourself, ain't ya? And rightly so, rightly so. You're on the way to being a big face in this filthy cesspit.
Yeah, he does sound like a little kid.
Rightly so.
Yeah,
rightly so.
Rightly so, yeah. Come on then, mate. We got to get to our art class before Mr. Peterson starts to smack us with a ruler. Oh, watch out.
Rightly so, though, rightly so.
Are all British gang members, like, made up of utter dweebs? I don't know. I mean, I'm a Brit, but I follow the law. I don't know if we're getting, like, members of the chess gang from year 6 going around and causing havoc and things like that.
Rightly so.
Rightly so, yeah. I'll pick a fight with you, mate. Oh, jeez. Sound like an actual gangster, come on!
Chance, you got the transponder locator?
Yeah, it's right here. Damn, it's easy to get lost up here.
I know.
Damn, it's easy to get... Damn! Wheeler, Joey Wheeler!
Chance! Hi, it's me. That was from Siphon Filter 2. That was a great game for the PlayStation. But yeah, the voice acting was a little bit iffy with that one. You're supposed to be going around to save the world from some evil bad guys. Gabe Logan, the protagonist, he just sounded a bit too cheery when he sees his ally, Chance. Oh boy, it's my bestest buddy in the whole wide world, Chance. Chance sounds like he just doesn't give a dang anymore. He's just like, yeah, Gabe, that is really bad. Dang, it's easy to get cold out here. Oh, I know. Hey, Chance, what do you want to do? You want to get some pie or talk about girls and eat ice cream? No, Gabe, we gotta go on a show. It's like pantomime acting. Something tells me, when Chance was like, yeah, dang, it's easy to get lost out here. Something tells me that he wanted to get lost. Oh dear. I mean, Gabe, you found me. Damn. Yeah, Chance. You got away, but I found you again.
I found you by chance.
Gabe, you keep making that joke every time you keep finding me. Yeah, it's because you're my bestest buddy. Come on, Gabe, it's supposed to be a pretty serious situation.
Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio?
There it is!
There it is! Yes! Oh, man, it's been too long. That was from Silent Hill.
What's going on with that radio?
I can just imagine playing Queen, just saying, all we hear is radio. Gaga. Well, Rich wrote in and he said, honestly, with the radio line, it's not so much the delivery that's off, but the line itself is just a bit awkward. The actors seem to do as good of a job as you could do with a line like that. Gendo aptly wrote in and said, bobblehead nurses and pyramid heads skulking around, but what's going on with that radio?
Nice try, boys. With my job's to protect this satellite. It's time for you to say goodbye.
What the heck was that accent? That was absolute rubbish. And it was from a great game, one of my favourites. That was from Time Crisis 2. This guy came in Chapter 2, or Act 2, whatever you want to call it. And he's supposedly guarding a satellite, a rocket? I don't know. But when you find him on the boss level, he's like, nice try, boys. What? Sorry, what? Speak English. And then when he's ready to start fighting you, then he goes, it's time for you to say goodbye. You think, what kind of let's start fighting line is that? That was rubbish. Anyone got an idea what accent that was?
Say goodbye, Luigi.
I think that was like a mishmash of, well, if you talking like this, boys, with my jump shutter, I think that was a mixture of American Bronx with Russian, Iraqi, and then Jamaican.
Mate, there were a lot of things in there.
Yeah, I think this guy couldn't even pin down one accent and roll with it. Nice try, boys. It's time for you to say goodbye. It sounds like he's talking to a baby. Pinching a little baby's toes like, oh, look at the little baby. Look at the little baby. It's time for you to say
that
goodbye.
Conclusion, tell him it's time for you to die.
It's time for you to say goodbye. No, my job's to guard the satellite. Honestly, he sounds like he's talking to a little baby in a crib. Maybe that's why he sounds so slurred and mumbling with his lines. He wears a pink tie and he looks like Terry Crews as well.
Oh, yeah?
Well, he should have just got Terry Crews. Power! Time for you to say goodbye because I got a missile! Oh! Wait, you shoot him down and he's ready to crash the helicopter into the mountains and then die in an explodey death. Just power! Dude, Act 2 complete.
This castle looks familiar. A long, long time ago, it was once called Ancient Castle.
Ancient Castle?
No way!
Rubbish! That is absolute rubbish!
That was a nice little kind of like
castle
filter over the top of it, but come on, we called it Ancient Castle.
Ancient Castle. Do you really call it Ancient Castle when it's not even new? That doesn't make sense, Mr. Robot Person. Also, that robot voice was rubbish. Why are you using that? If it was made a long, long time ago, it's not really ancient. HAL 9000, Cortana, nah, they ain't got nothing on farty voice robot from
I'm sorry, Bill, but I'm afraid I can't let you castle.
Sorry, Bill, I cannot open the pod bay doors. It's Shining Force Neo, that's what it's called. It sounds like it's got a slight Bronx accent. Yeah, Yugi, we cannot do that. Brooklyn Rage. Yeah, she. What a
Joey's
rubbish.
just feeling down.
Hey, a robot just took my job, Yugi! Brooklyn Rage! Rubbish!
Stop it.
Wesker, you're pitiful.
Go to hell.
There it is, yeah. Go to hell.
Go to hell. Easily the greatest reaction in Resident Evil to anything bad happening. Just, Chris? Stop it. Well, for one thing, that was supposed to be during a scene when Albert Wesker in Resident Evil is supposed to be your commanding officer. Turns out he's a bad guy, and he's showing off this evil monster. Go to hell. Wow, that...
Oh, well then.
How rude. That is very rude, Wesker. I'm insulted. You insult me, good sir. Yeah, he really undersells it.
I should slap you for this.
He really undersells it with that, go to hell. It's like Wesker just doesn't give a darn anymore. It's just like, yeah, just go to hell. Talk to the hand sister.
Go to hell. It's like I've run out of any quick snappy thing. Just go to hell. I can't right now.
I'm just gonna have to go around anytime someone says, Jake, you can't be doing that on the radio. Go to hell. Oh, well, he got me there.
Well, didn't see that one coming.
Wow, the quick wits on this guy. Go to hell. Well,
go to hell. It's that simple, folks.
Chris Redfield first spots a monster, and all he does is go, Wesker, you're pitiful. Chris, Albert Wesker's not trying to steal a cookie from the cookie jar. He's trying to create an unholy abomination to kill everyone with. How rude.
Go to hell.
Stop it.
Stop it. Go to hell.
Wesker's clearly a victim of bullying here. Chris was bullying him, Hyper. That is just rude. Even if he does have an...
Poor guy, he's just trying to do his best.
Even if he does have an evil abomination to kind of kill everyone with, you don't laugh at people like that. That is rude, and you don't call them pitiful. That is just bullying.
Be a good sport.
That was bad voice acting in video games. The bad voice acting mega mix. This week, Mod Mania is LA Noire, but harder. I'm sure we've all heard of LA Noire, the detective film noir sort of video game, you know, going around solving crimes, talking to people, trying to get the truth out of them, shooting bad guys, driving cars, and getting into fist fights. You know, 1950s cop stuff. Only problem is, with Mod Mania for this week, this PC mod, LA Noire, but harder, it greatly increases the difficulty of the game, more specifically when you're interviewing and interrogating people for the truth. How'd they do that, you ask?
I am asking.
Yeah, well, they remove their heads.
Oh, is that all?
They make the people's faces invisible, so that way you can't analyze their facial expressions, which is really, really important when you're trying to interrogate them and see if they're lying or not.
Sir, how long have you been a baker? I see.
You can hear them perfectly, but you just can't see their faces because their face and head and etc., it's all invisible. How the heck are you supposed to interview and interrogate someone when you can't even see how they're saying something or seeing their reactions when you're trying to pick between truth, doubt, or lie? Could you explain to me what your facial expression is because your face is invisible? Why would I need to do that, officer? It would just really
write
help.
on this piece of paper if you are guilty. It's that simple.
Please do a self-portrait about what face you're pulling right now. I don't understand, officer. Shut up and do it! It's not because your face is invisible, because this stupid video game mod. But anyway, just draw it. Is it a smiley face? Is it a guilty face? Go ahead. Just draw it.
Give me a thumbs up if you're guilty.
Just say if you're guilty or not. That would make my job really easier right now, because someone's been making the game harder for us. You're lying to me! Oh, you got any proof? Yeah, I could see it in your, that general area, that space.
You're tearing this family apart, Stephen.
Are you looking away shyly because you're guilty? Because I really can't see. I think that's probably the only way to win. Just have an enormous sulk about to say, oh, come on, Stephen. This game's really difficult. They took away the face models. I can't tell if you're lying or not. Just say if you're guilty. This is really boring. And we're going to be here for ages. God, I hate my detective job. I hate L.A. Noire. All right. Stop whining. Okay, I'm telling a lie. I did it myself. Thank you. Man, this made my job so much easier. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to arrest you for murder. If this L.A. Noire mod is going to remove all facial expressions, all the facial details, and basically make it look like everyone's heads are invisible, all you need to do is just throw flour or paint in their face, and then they're visible
Invisible.
again. I can just imagine, like, Cole Phelps walking around with a bag of flour and says, I didn't see any person, I didn't see a thing. Think fast! I got flour in my face! Oh, I'm sorry.
You just got flour-faced. You're on pranked.
I'm just really clumsy about that. Now, could you tell me again? Oh, nah, I didn't see anything. Looking away, looking guilty. Do. I think you're hiding something from me. I can see it in your face. Finally, your flour-covered face. No longer invisible are you. So that was all about L.A. Noire, but harder, a video game mod for L.A. Noire, which removes all of the faces and facial expressions and basically makes the mugs invisible. This week's Strange Game of the Week is Mario is Missing! Crazily enough, this is Luigi's first ever game for the NES and later the SNES. Unfortunately, this is a bad thing. In fact, this is a very bad thing to have this as your debut game. In Mario is Missing, Mario has been captured by the Koopalings with a bag.
One bag?
Just a bag. They threw a bag over his head and captured Mario.
Well, that was easy.
Well, that required absolutely no effort whatsoever. Well, let's go, guys! Yay! Seriously? During the opening cutscene, it's just they throw the bag bottom first, which covers Mario. That doesn't make sense. Is there a hole in the bottom of the bag, or what? Or maybe the bag is so big it kind of got wrapped around him anyway, he didn't get trapped inside. I don't know. In any case,
a big trash bag.
What a stupid way to capture Mario anyway. He just gets a bag thrown on him and oh no, I'm helpless. That doesn't make sense though.
I can't jump anymore.
We're already 10 seconds in and we're at a really, really low point. Luigi and his bud Yoshi, they've got to go in there and save Mario. It sounds like a cool idea. Mario is missing this retro game. It sounds like you're playing as Luigi, leaping through all sorts of levels around the Mushroom Kingdom, stopping Bowser and his evil No, it's none of that. You've got to travel around the world, around the human world, shall we say.
Oh.
You've got to go around places like New York, the Great Wall of China, etc. Areas that don't actually belong in a Mario game, and you've got to do some fetch quests. Oh no, this is getting worse by the moment. It turns out the Koopa Troopers in Mario is Missing. It looks like, sure, they can be stomped on because you can collect stolen items that they nicked, but they can't harm you. Okay. Well, why not? So why are they nicking stuff? Well, they're evil and mischievous, and that way they're closing down places around the world. And you've got to bring those stolen items back. Apparently, this is no...
They're stealing the store's stock. Those monsters. They're ruining the essence of capitalism.
They stole the pencil. I'm sorry, children, but we have to close it down. Oh no, not the Koopalings and our pencil. I know, we just can't function without that one pencil. Budget cuts, you see. No, it's pretty stupid.
Who took the stapler?
Oh no, the stapler's missing! Oh, we gotta close everything down! Come on, children, back home! It was the Koopalings who stole it! Yeah. Koopalings. Well, enjoy the 6-week vacation. Just walk away with the stapler hidden behind your hands. But no, it's just an absolutely stupid plot for a Mario game of all things. The Koopalings invading our world, stealing stuff and closing stuff just because they're mean. Some of the stuff they stole include bricks from the Great Wall of China. So they have to close down the Great Wall. How many bricks do you need to steal to close down
the whole wall?
We need to build a wall, just like the Great Wall of China. Oh, the Koopalings have stolen the wall. I knew it. Trump paid the Koopalings to steal those bricks and bring it over to America because he's that cheap. I knew it all. We're on to you, Sunshine. We're on to you. We know that you're teaming up with Bowser. And it's all right here on Infowars.com.
They're trying to move our brick operation overseas.
I don't want them putting chemicals in the water to turn the Koopalings into thieves! Gar, gar, gar! Oh, damn!
If I wanted my bricks to be made of bricks, I'd build the bricks myself!
It gets even dumber with Mario is missing, because, like I mentioned, they stole bricks from the Great Wall of China, they stole a surfboard, so they had to close Bondi Beach because of this, because one surfboard...
How did you just pronounce Bondi?
Okay, Bondi Beach.
What? Oh, I'm British. Bondi Beach!
Oh, hello, I'm Australian, the old chucker.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna go home because the beach has been closed because they took one
And now
surfboard.
I'm gonna go walk my dog, which has shoes instead of paws, because he's a classy dog. We'll take him down the beach.
I'm gonna juggle the old fire extinguisher with me nan on the shoe, if you catch my Australian slang. Yeah, I'll retaliate. Shut up! That's the only thing you're laughing at me for right now.
How can you go through all your life thinking it's Bondi Beach?
I didn't even know it existed. I just saw it on Wikipedia.
Yeah, Krishna, you and me both, mate. Just speechless. Oh.
Okay, Bondi Beach. But yeah, the Koopalings had the whole beach closed down because they stole one surfboard. That's a stupid idea for a Mario game, and it gets even worse. Apparently, they stole King Kong from New York City. How is King Kong...
Chad supposed to surf?
How is King Kong a valuable item? That doesn't make sense. How do you return King Kong?
Bro, he took my surfboard and there was a monkey on the car.
He was the only person who was dragging in tourists around the Empire State Building. No one cares about it. It sucks. But with King Kong on board, waving around that lady and all the planes, everyone wanted to come to New York City.
Bro, I just want to know, how did the lady survive that? Just being stolen with the monkey.
How did the Koopalings steal King Kong from Mario is Missing? Why would they steal that? It doesn't make sense.
It's a powerful weapon. In all honesty, they should have done that from the beginning. He was the main antagonist of the first game, so just saying.
Just rescue King Kong, get him to fight Bowser, you win. You know why this is the worst Mario game possible? Maybe one of the worst Mario games possible? Because it's an educational game. You've been suckered in. Damn.
It's an educational game.
Yeah,
but it wasn't educational enough for Jake to say Bondi Beach correctly.
Oh, let it go. Let it go, I say. You can only hand over the stolen stuff that the Koopalings stole. Luigi can only be a good Samaritan if he goes to the certain people and answers an educational question about the place he's in. So if it's about China, he must answer an educational question about China's history.
Games. Oh.
Yeah. Have you ever...
Oh, no.
Have you ever done something like walked up to a person and said, "Excuse me, sir, I found this wallet. I believe it's yours." "Oh, why, thank you, sonny. But I'm going to ask you one question about this town, and then I'll take my wallet back." "Okay, now, when was the cathedral built?" "I don't know."
Yeah, I've played games like that before, where what you answer and what the questions are completely unrelated to the mission and what happens after that. Exactly. "Hello, sonny, you have my wallet. Well, I don't want it until you answer my question. I haven't found the Mona Lisa yet." Like...
"I must know you've been learning about town history. This is a terrible idea for a Mario game." Fine, I'll just keep it. I'll keep the stolen stuff. I'll keep the bricks from the Great Wall of China if you're not going to take it. I'm going to keep the surfboard from Bondi Beach. And I'm going to keep King Kong.
Learned something today.
Yeah, I still can't get over the fact you got to return King Kong, but... It doesn't make
just put him back. Just like, "Sorry, pal, just go back on top of the estate building. I got you a better looking lady to steal. There you go. Bang." King Kong happy, but also need therapist.
It does
turn into a criminal because you can't answer questions.
That's what happens when you don't go to school and learn about geography, kids. You become a thief, a criminal. You become Scarface. That was the strange game of the week. Mario is Missing. Now, did you know some games have some ludicrously priced DLC?
Oh, yes. I am a sucker for that one. I've been brought in by destiny.
So, games have been trying to scam people out of their money. Like you say, like Destiny trying to package off a chunk of the game for full price. How stupid. Oh, I feel so sorry for the dum-dums who ended up buying those. The idiots, the poopy heads, who ended up actually buying more content for Destiny, despite the fact it was Oh yeah. Except you, Hyper. You're cool in my book. You're cool.
Good. Except that DLC, it always hurts.
Oh, I dodged a bullet with that one, eh, folks? Anyway, so while games like, for example, the anime-themed rail shooter Gal Gun Double Piece, that might try to suck you in buying its Pheromone Z item for just under £70.
I would buy it for £70.
That's about $90 if you're American. All that does is let you use an X-ray scope and see girls in their bras and bikinis, which I think, this is a...
That's a bargain for that's a bargain for what it does.
This is an anime high school, right? I'm just gonna talk to the police about that.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Stop! You violated the law, Hyperion. Pay the quarter fine or serve your sentence. Well, sorry, Hyper, I'm afraid you're going to have the Imperial Guards after you for wanting to buy the Gal Gun Double Piece DLC. It was obviously a trap. The most expensive amount of DLC, of downloadable content you could buy for a video game is for Train Simulator, because that has various trains and maps sold separately and can be purchased as a bundle for, and I kid you not, £4,642.15.
Well, the 15 pence is what makes it up, I guess.
Or almost £5,000 worth of downloadable content for one video game to do with trains. That is a complete and utter waste of money, because you can easily donate that to charity if you really want to waste cash. You could buy yourself half a year's worth of education in university. You could flush it down the toilet pound by pound and probably get more of a kick out of it than you could do from Train Simulator.
You could buy a train set with plenty of train-related...
You could
buy trains with terrain accessories.
I'll tell you what.
You spend £4,000. I say no pounds because America's the greatest currency on God's green earth. So $9,000 on trains and trains accessories.
You know what's even greater? The fact that you can actually just pay some money to ride a train instead. Great idea. Unless you really want to blow that much cash. In which case, you're weird. Alright then. So that was all about tech and game facts to do with the most pricey DLC out there.
What? I've been waiting for you, friends.
I'm not leaving you behind!
Dr. Wowie.
I'm not a terrorist! Calm down!
Impossible!
Just take a look at this.
Oh no!
What's going on with that radio?
I have done all I told you. Ho! What?
Yeah.
Bad voice acting in video games for this week is none other than bad voice acting Mega Mix once again. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Yes, a bad voice acting Mega Mix featuring a medley of some hilariously bad video game samples.
Zara was part of the Restless League.
What? That's a lot of news.
That was from The Elder Scrolls Redguard. That Elder Scrolls game that no one likes to talk about, and with good reason. And yeah, there's one very good reason right there. The voice acting sucks.
Yes.
Kazara.
Wow.
Well, it was about Kazara was part of the Red Dragon Crown and did something. What? Oh, right. Oh, I've got to say my lane. What? Gendo wrote in and said that it's Stone Cold Steve Austin as a 90-year-old.
What?
Well, let me tell you this, Stone Cold. Kazara was part of the Restless Dragon League.
What?
I said she was part of the League.
What?
Oh, this timing is terrible. I swear this guy's just staring into space thinking, yeah. What? Oh, what?
When does my muffin get here?
What? Oh my, that is shocking. My God, that is really crazy. I mean crazy. I am acting. Hey, who wrote that? Who wrote that on the cue card? Oh, darn it.
That paper's not for a weak order today, those who loses their heads easily. It's still a saucy jack when this day's over.
Well, That was all over the shop.
That was really something, wasn't it? You see, that's what I should have expected you, Hyperion, to do towards me impersonating the Brits. That was from a game called Dracula Unleashed. That was a Sega CD game where you've got to stop Dracula from taking over London.
Dracula!
Dracula don't suck blood, Dracula scrapes and licks. Blah, 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 blah. Couldn't resist. All the actors in that game were not British, as you can obviously tell. They were American, and they didn't know how to do a British accent.
It was all over the shop, yeah.
That's why you've got this horrendous attempt at a Cockney accent. That paper's not for those who loses heads easily. It's over to the Saucy Jack. What a rubbish name for a pub. It's over to the Saucy Jack for me. For one thing, I just love that laugh. It's so forced and corny. Just, we're going to go over here, and I'm not going to pronounce the H's in my words, because that's what British people do. We're up over here. Let me play that sample one more time. Just listen carefully to the response that the newspaper guy gets.
It's still a saucy Jack when this day's over.
Yeah, he gets no response whatsoever.
I honestly thought he said, I'm going to have a sausage jerk when I go over. I'm like, it's some kind of sausage dish like bangers in mash.
Well, it's Valentine's Day. I can imagine that happening. But, well, yeah.
What? Mate. It's my job to make some of that humour, boy.
What? In any case, well, I'm trying to dig myself out of this one. Well, I don't blame you for mishearing it, because, like I say, the Cockney British accent, pseudo-British accent, was forced and lame.
It was so confusing. 1 minute, it's like, if you're going to confuse me. Don't make me wonder about this 10 years later if, was it a British accent, or was it Cockney, or what was it?
But would you like that?
Was this man British, or was he just confused?
But what about that paper from those who lose heads easily? I just can't get over that laugh. It's so forced. And also, just the response. It's over to the Saucy Jack for me. And the protagonist doesn't say anything to this. I can just imagine the protagonist just staring a hole into him in disgust, like, don't ever talk to me in person again. Sorry, me old chaka. Don't talk. Sorry. Oh, Maya, that sucked. Well, that was bad voice acting in video games in the bag. Hi, Bo, have you ever been a fan of Mortal Kombat?
Oh, I love the theme song.
Yeah, that's good enough for me. Mortal Kombat! Thing is, when I was little, I was a big Mortal Kombat fan. I loved that series. A bit of a Mortal Kombat fanboy, you could probably argue. You can imagine my surprise during my teen years when I discovered that Mortal Kombat Annihilation would be coming right around the corner. Now, what's so special about Mortal Kombat Annihilation, you ask? Well, back in, I think it was like 2009 or so, a little bit before then, this game would let you, for the first time, create your own Mortal Kombat character. And you can imagine, as a teenager, I thought, wow, this is as good as it gets. It's got the
mind-blowing.
Yes, it's got the biggest roster yet. It's got the biggest amount of maps yet. The big one was being able to create your own characters in Mortal Kombat officially for the first time. And I thought, wow, this is awesome. I'm going to go crazy with these ideas. And admittedly, yes, I did. Some of them were pretty rubbish. But I remember my dad and my stepsister, Rhiannon, they decided to create some characters, and we decided to ruin it for them. We decided to tweak their creations and make some rather weird changes. For example, you can imagine my stepsister's surprise when we changed her character's moveset. I think she just wanted to make a character based on herself. We changed her moveset so that the only moves she had was a low punch, which is pretty delayed, pretty slow, and of course it's a punch. It's not going to do a lot of damage, is it, on its own?
No.
So we changed her moveset, so all she could do was punch, do a low punch, and then do a special move by the big tubby, big-bellied Grandmaster called Bo Right Show, who's the big drunken dude. He's kind of like a comic relief character in a way, because one of his special moves is to puke all over the floor, make a slippery puddle of vomit, and whenever the opponent steps on said puddle of vomit, they're going to start slipping around so you can get a cheap shot right in there. Gruesome stuff, yeah.
Creative.
Toilet humor at its finest in a Mortal Kombat game, no doubt. But you can imagine her surprise when we decided to tweak her moveset so that all she can do is punch and then just go in a very manly voice going, ha, ha, yeah. Just puke her insides out all over the floor, and she was horrified. She's like, why is my character doing that? Why can't I do any other moves? We couldn't stop laughing. We felt so nasty for doing that, for completely ruining her character's moveset, but
You ruined the sanctity of her character, Jake.
Yeah. Oh god, she was horrified. So, why is my character puking all the time? It's like, well, try another move. Oh, sorry, we must have made a change there. You can only punch them and you can only puke on the floor all the time. And then we changed our dad's character called, you got a sorcerer kind of character based off Shang Tsung, dealing sorcerer of Mortal Kombat. He named him John Tsung. I thought that's pretty uninspired right there. So we tweaked his ending so that when you defeat the final boss, it has a little text kind of wall that scrolls up that says, this is what happens when this character does that. We changed the text and said that he found a magical toilet and everyone died because of the awful smell he just dropped in there. And when he beat the game for the first time with his custom character, saw the ending and thought, hang on, who wrote that? Why does it say my sorcerer has just killed everyone with a massive fart and a toilet? Yeah, that was us, Dad, sorry.
We'll have to go to dinner with your family sometime. Ha ha! Toilet!
Easily one of the greatest endings, custom-made endings, of course, to a Mortal Kombat game. We were cruel to our family sometimes when it came to video games, but we wouldn't have had it any other way. Well, that is all about Mortal Kombat Annihilation and the Kreate-a-Kharacter mode that you can get in that game and all the silly shenanigans.
Horrifying.
Now, Hyperion, have you heard of the movie series The Terminator?
Dun 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 dun. Yes.
Here's an interesting little tidbit regarding one particular Terminator game. Back in the 80s and 90s, there were a lot of Terminator games. Terminator and Terminator 2 are considered to be some of the greatest movies ever made. There was one particular one that was utter rubbish, and that was Terminator 2 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, we're talking about retro stuff right here. For some bizarre reason, the game is so difficult that bikers can actually gang up on the Terminator and beat him senseless with their bare fists. What kind of video game? What kind of game has that? That is not realistic. You don't walk up to the Terminator and start smacking him around. In a video game, the Terminator's going to be a big, burly robot wrapped up in synthetic flesh, of course. You know, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's just an absolute windpiper. You're going to smack him around like nothing. In fact, there are characters in the game. You know that scene when Terminator walks into the burly biker bar, and everyone's got the pool cues, and they got the leather jackets and eye patches, and Terminator walks in, spots all these people, he's just not looking, he's just staring at one guy, everyone's looking at this guy thinking, what the hell, Arnold Schwarzenegger naked walking through the bar? What the heck is this? And naturally his response, give me your clothes, your boots and your motorcycle. What point does Arnold Schwarzenegger get smacked around like a little girl? I don't remember that part in the movie, but according to this game, according to Terminator 2 for the NES, that happens.
It happens often, clearly.
But hey, apparently it does happen. You walk around, it's supposed to be a side-scroller sort of game. All the enemies, all the bikers in the game will rush up to you, top speed, just start punching you repeatedly in the face, and you start, like, bouncing back. And you think, no, I don't think 3 guys punching the Terminator in the face all at once can knock him back and take chunks and chunks of health off him, but okay. There's an enemy who's about maybe 15 foot tall that's smacking around the Terminator and can kill you with about a few hits. You think, realism? No, that's kind of lacking here.
What even is realism? It is the Terminator universe.
I understand that, but
what's an explosion in the face of a biker man punching you in the face? They hurt.
It's like the Terminator's gone to an American high school and he's walking around going, Give me your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Hey, look everyone, it's the Terminator! Let's all bully him! Yeah, let's push him around. No, please do not.
Do it. I have a recital at 7.
You've got to fail pretty hard at game development if you can't even make the Terminator a big, bully, tough dude and just smash his way through anything. If he's getting pushed around like, no, please, I've got to get to science class, don't take my lunch money. Hey, look everyone, the Terminator. What a nerd, let's beat him up. Yeah, let's do that, Jimmy. Game over. Terminated. And that's what happens, like, you get like a static screen and a little message that says, terminated, every time you lose at that game.
What? I've been waiting for you, friends.
I'm not leaving you behind!
Dr. Wowie.
I'm not a terrorist! Calm down!
Impossible!
Just take a look at this.
Oh no!
What's going on with that radio?
I have done all I told you. Ho! What?
Yeah.
Bad voice acting in video games for this week. It's all about a game called S.O.S. Final Escape.
Now for a Stiver Island earthquake update. The government announced it was a magnitude 6.0.
A magnitude 6.0?
It's an update on our 6.0 report of a magnitude earthquake.
No, that's a magnitude. Thank you for that clarification there. You know, not a magnitude, but a magnitude.
It's a magnitude. It's a magnitude with attitude.
I think this voice actor is really honing in the fact that she is indeed a reporter, and she is indeed reporting some news regarding some bad news going on. It sounds like you're talking to someone who's never heard of this sort of stuff, like a 6-year-old.
There's a lot of things, Jeffrey.
That's a lot of things right there. I'm going to talk about a magnitude. Listen, this is bad. People are dying. The whole city's going... Do you really think we're going to sit around and listen to you go, now this was a bad thing happening?
Have you seen a little boy? I can't find my brother.
As it should be. Children are rescued in priority.
As it should be.
He's lost. I'm glad he's lost. Well, let's go.
I need to find my brother. As it should be. Children should be rescued in priority. Sorry, who are you talking to? I don't know.
my brother is lost. As it should be. They all deserve to live in the woods.
They should
get their own kind.
As it should be. All these young boys should die. No, wait, that's not the script. No, oh God, no!
No, all the young boys should not die.
It does sound like he's setting it up as if he's like saying, yes, as it should be, all the young boys should be lost and missing in this collapsing city. It kind of just sets up for that, but of course, no. Children are priority.
No, he caught himself up. He caught himself.
They are priority. I mean priority. Smile and nod. All right. I am acting. I mean acting. Hey, who wrote that? Who wrote that? Come on. No, seriously though, it honestly sounds like once again he's just another voice actor who's reading from a cue card in the distance, and he's like, oh God, what am I lying? How do I say that? I'm going to be searching for this lady's lost brother. As it should be, children are top priority. Please turn over page 1. It is really bad. Page 1. SOS Final Escape script. No, I'm not supposed to read that. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Moving on.
He's probably been rescued already.
Yeah, that's my favourite one for this.
Probably been killed already.
Pal, I don't really trust you. Call me crazy, but I don't really trust you when you're talking like that. What if the character's approach said, "Oh my goodness, my brother has been trapped in that burning building over there"? Well, oh jeez, I don't want to go in there. Well, he's probably been saved already. No, he isn't. He's standing up there, out that window. Help! Help! Well, that's probably not your brother. That's probably just a lost cat. Help! I'm that person's brother. Help me! The building's burning. Oh man, this is really crazy. I think this smoke is making you crazy. Let's get out of here. It's just the sound of a building collapsing. Help! The building's collapsing. See, it's just a. Oh no, Mother, it's just the Northern Lights.
The building's collapsing! No, brother, it's just the Northern Lights.
I swear he's like walking away with like a lighter and a can of petrol behind his back saying, he's probably been rescued already. There's nothing to see from this burning building. Let's all leave. Help us! He's the one who burned the building down! Oh, no. I'm pretty sure they're saying, we're fine.
He kept us in here!
This isn't the Aurora Borealis! Help! That was all about a game called S.O.S. Final Escape. Bad voice acting in video games. This week's Strange Game of the Week is Superman 64.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh. Easily considered to be one
survival
of the...
horror game.
Unintentionally survival horror. One of the worst games ever made. So why does it suck so much? Well, let's go into a bit more detail. You see, the developers, Titus, they were given, like, monumental amounts of pressure from Warner Brothers and DC Comics. And because of this, Superman 64 was released in a completely, utterly broken state. It's still playable, just barely. It's really, really difficult and buggy. So it's no wonder that a lot of people who played it first time round never bothered to complete it. Anyway, Superman 64. In this game, Lex Luthor has trapped Superman and his pals in a virtual world. And the reason it's in a virtual world is because, well, the publishers didn't want Superman actually beating up, stopping actual crimes. See, you know, while the whole of that place that Superman lives in, you know, while everything's going wrong there and actual crimes are going on, Superman's just pretty much been trapped in a video game, slapping around virtual bad guys. But wait a minute, Gendo, wait a minute. I thought violent video games inspires people to commit violence in real life.
Yes, because a game about an alien with godlike strength is going to have any effect on their life.
And this is precisely why we need to put on more taxes on games like these, and it's gonna be huge, and why is my voice suddenly turning into JFK instead? Chowder. So, you've got to complete challenges as Superman in Superman 64. For example, you've got to fly through rings against the clock. You have barely enough time to fly through rings in order, and if you miss about 2 or 3, you lose. Lex laughs at you like, ha 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 ha. And then you start right from the beginning of the level with Superman going, there's no time to waste. Fly through, oh, you missed another ring, or maybe you were right near the exit, but no, you had like, if you were 2 seconds quicker, which is barely possible, I'm afraid you failed the level. And there's no time to waste. Ugh, why do I have to go through the rings again? Then, if you're lucky enough, you've got to go through all that. You one-punch bad guys. Superman defeat 3 bad guys. Oh, well, that was easy. Okay, more rings. You've got to protect civilians from getting run over by cars by tossing the cars away. Does that sound like a superhero thing to do, Gendo?
On the definition of superhero, if you're going for more like an anti-hero approach, then yes, toss cars all you want to.
Oh no, I'm walking across the road very slowly with my baby in a pram. A car's coming right at me. I could just wait for him to hit the brakes or just take 3 steps backwards, but no, I need a superhero. Don't worry, madam, Superman is here. Be gone, car. I saved you. Well, thank you, Superman, but you just threw a car with a family inside and that blew up. Oh yeah.
I saved you.
Look, I saved you. Do you want some of this? You see this? This is the fist of Superman. Do you want some of this? No? Okay, good. Now, walk across the road. Now, go. Remember what I said, woman? Yeah, not exactly a superhero thing to do. It's padded out with a lot of slalom courses where you've got to fly through rings with next to no time. If you at the very end of the level and done all these challenges and got to do one ring task, if you fail right at the end, you've got to start from the beginning of the level again. There's things like you've got to kidnap exploding babies and prevent them from going. I don't know how a baby could go unless someone, maybe their mama's fed it too much curry and that the nappies were going to explode like. Oh, damn you, Lex Luthor! Why did you give this boy spinach and lasagna?
It was all in the great plan to defeat Superman.
It's simply because, Superman, I know for sure that you're afraid of kryptonite. And spinach looks green as kryptonite, which is as good as far as I'm concerned to qualify. Also, you can't sort out diapers, can you, Superman? I know your weakness. So I swear, you're going to hear that laugh a lot from Lex Luthor in the game every time you fail. I mean, there are glitches galore. For example, Superman, he sinks into the floor like it's made of jelly. Doors fail to open. Certain walls can be passed through to bypass a level. So I think this is supposed to be a virtual world that Lex Luthor himself created to trap Superman in Superman 64. I mean, Lex Luthor must be a terrible game developer if he's letting this happen. He's rubbish.
Well, I mean, I guess I can try and make sense of the passing through walls thing because, I mean, the Flash can make his molecules vibrate and whatever, and he pass through solid objects. So that's at least excusable by, like, the logic of the character and what they can do, but just from, like, a game design standpoint, what the heck?
The Superman has figured out a way to warp video games. Well, you didn't know this, Lex Luthor, that I was an expert video game player. I used to be the MLG kind of guy. I'm just gonna pass through the wall like... Yeah, now I'm floating into the void and outside of the map. Oh, darn you, Superman. I didn't hire you as a playtester, you moron. I think if Lex Luthor's gonna stop people, I think what you should do is just add a paywall to everything saying, alright, Superman, level 2, and oh... You didn't buy the DLC, did you, Superman? I'm afraid that's going to cost you $1 million. And it has to be dollars laced with kryptonite. Lex Luthor's going to laugh at you a lot. In fact, Lee Jackson's wrote and said, I'm free! Reference to Rise of the Triad and one particular block in the game. A certain map when a block gets pushed out of the map, so far out of the map that it breaks the game and you see a little picture of a smiley block going, I'm free! Floating in space. I just want a picture of Superman now floating into the void of video game-ness, out of the game and into nothingness going...
I'm out of here.
I want a speech bubble with him saying, and there's no time to waste. I tell you, the two most common words you're going to hear in this game is Superman starting a level going, and there's no time to waste. And Lex Luthor laughing at you when you fail, going, ha 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 ha. I think maybe this is like psychological terror that Lex Luthor is trying to apply to Superman here in Superman 64, and the player itself.
You think about it like that, it's actually a fantastic game.
Good point, yeah. This is like meta. This is beyond, this isn't just like, a tricky video game trying to throw you off. This is one to challenge endurance and challenge your abilities, your patience, things like that. Lex Luthor is truly evil incarnate if he's doing that. Lex Luthor truly is the Lord of the Rings. So that's something you're probably going to see in future Hobbit films. Just have him standing on a big pile of money instead of the dragon and him just going, ha 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 ha, solve my ring me, Superman. A long, long time ago, we had a PlayStation. And on that PlayStation, we had WWF Warzone. That was a fun wrestling game. Now, we're going back down in the 90s time. Back in the days when the WWE was called the WWF. You had wrestlers like Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels and various other characters who are probably not there at the moment in this current time, but anyway, that's not important. Main thing is, though, we had quite a bit of fun creating our own characters. Now, Gendo, you love talking about wrestling. You love creating your own characters in that game, right?
That I do.
You love this kind of character creation stuff. Well,
indeed.
We went a bit crazy with that one. Okay, let me just shout out to you, Mr. Metatron. WWF Warzone, it wasn't the greatest, I know. We enjoyed it at the time, is the thing. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Thing is, like I say, it's all about the character creation, boy. We discovered that there was a character creation kit inside WWF Warzone, and we went pretty nutty with our ideas. I mean, for one thing, my stepbrother Brad, he would always create these, really tough, buff wrestlers who had, V-shaped bodies. My brother Morgan, he would always create, average-shaped wrestlers. He created a character called Orange Man, and his gimmick was he just dressed up in orange. Watch out, Gendo. Here comes Orange Man. He's going to be taking over people like Chris Jericho, or he's going to be taking on Kurt Angle. You know,
he's going to be pilling the competition.
Orange Man, yeah. He's good for business. That's what I'd like to think. What? Bray Wyatt? Oh, the Bludgeon Brothers? No, they're bred for business. Orange Man? Yeah. He's going to be the next Stone Cold. He's going to be the next John Cena. But Triple H, what exactly is so appealing about this wrestler? Well, where's Orange? I like
He's orange.
Vitamin C, that's what the kids are going to have to beat out these days. Their favorite wrestler wears oranges, and everyone's going to eat oranges, and that's going to be a healthy, active lifestyle. Brilliant! Fantastic, Triple H! Yeah, you saved the company with this really lame character created in a video game. Great, man.
Wow.
That's a brilliant idea, Triple H. I'm glad that you're my son-in-law. Oh, thanks, Vince. Thanks, yeah. Yeah, we weren't that great when it came to creating characters for, creating custom wrestlers for the PlayStation. I created a really weird one when I was about maybe 6 years old. And what I did was, I created like the scrawniest possible wrestler that you could actually implement in the game, just have him really scrawny and weedy. I gave him a little white mask with a purple star on his face. And I gave him the worst possible wrestling name. Like I say, I was 6 years old, so please don't criticize me when I say this. I called him Rainbow Chip. Why? I mean, sure, it was better than Orange Man, which my brother called. I guess he was 5 years old when he made that wrestler. But yeah, I called him that, Gendo. It's a bit rubbish, isn't it?
Put it lightly, yes.
Yeah, Rainbow Chip. Not the greatest ideas. My dad, though. My dad went to... He likes to create fat characters. Now, don't get me wrong. Characters like Kevin Owens, wrestlers like Kevin Owens, husky dudes, but deliver a lot of damage, can't they, Gendo?
Yes.
What my dad did, though, instead of just choosing, heavyweights like, Kevin Owens these days, but in WWF Warzone, what my dad did, he created wrestlers who were super heavyweights, and when they are super heavyweights in this game, they are ridiculously out of proportion. Really, really big. They basically look like human bowling balls with tiny heads and stubby little arms.
Wow.
Yeah, and
I've played Warzone, and even the small guys are pretty out of proportion.
Pretty crazy, the super heavyweights of the game specifically. What my dad did was create 2 incredibly fat dudes in this video game, just ridiculously big, about the size of 2 vans stuck together, perhaps. And he called these 2 characters, he called one Fat Cow, and he called the other guy Porky Pig. I got these 2 fat, custom-made wrestlers to smack each other about. It honestly looked like, if you had these 2 wrestlers in the ring, I don't think even the ring would be able to hold up. I would have thought they would just collapsed into pieces.
That's rivalry of the century. Fat Cow versus Porky Pig. Put it on the WrestleMania promo.
And coming down through the ring, here comes Fat Cow and Porky Pig. Oh, God, they're trapped through the entrance again. Help us, help, we're too big. Help!
Someone get the WD-40.
Get the bulldozer, come on, guys. They're pushing them through. And they're heading down to the... No, they're rolling down to the ring. Who created these characters anyway? They suck. Yeah. Doesn't stop there. SmackDown vs. Raw. Have you played that one, Gendo?
I've played all of the SmackDown vs. Raw series.
Ooh. With the custom-made wrestlers for that game, what my dad did was he created a British gentleman called Gentleman Jim, and then he created a gigantic buff manservant called Jeeves, and he had very, very bad teeth. Gotta give bonus points to my dad for creativity, making the goofiest characters possible in a wrestling game. Gentleman Jim and Jeeves. With my dad, though, I think he was just taking the mick with... naturally, they were heels, they were the bad guys of wrestling, and would go around just smacking around anyone they didn't like. I suppose it's because, they're trying to beat up the commoners.
Filthy peasants.
What's this? It's none other than Shawn Michaels. Well, Shawn Michaels, I'm afraid you're going to be going back to the unemployment line. Get him, Jeeves! Urgh. Hello, Governor. Good times on the PlayStation and PlayStation 2, mucking around with the custom wrestler maker for the WWE/WWF games. Have you ever had some crazy character creation moments, Gendo?
I've had all kinds of character creation moments where sometimes I would make like just the most over-the-top, off-the-wall characters. I would make them either as scrawny as I can get them or as big as I can get them.
Funnily enough, I remember when we tweaked some of the opening entrances for some of the pre-made wrestlers, like with Brock Lesnar. What we did, we tampered with his opening so that he came out to the Blue Flower, I believe it was called. You know that song that goes du 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 dun, brum brum. We tweaked his opening so he came out to that orchestral music and he would dance out like a ballerina, seeing Brock Lesnar kind of prance out away down to the ring. I thought, wow, this is either WWE's attempt at being progressive with their wrestlers, or a bunch of 12-year-olds, us in other words, had been tampering with the openings and given Brock Lesnar something rather stupid.
Yeah, his theme song would be do 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 do. Suplex City.
My client, Brock Lesnar, is the greatest dancer in the whole of the WWE. Aren't you, Brock?
My name is Paul Heyman.
And I will be doing a line dance with Brock Lesnar.
We will be doing the conga.
I can just imagine them just gracefully dancing in the ring with Brock wearing a tutu. Oh, Brock, my wonderful wrestler, you are perfect with your wrestling. Yes, I am Paul Heyman. Right, so that was all about wrestling games and mucking around with the character creation stuff.
What? I've been waiting for you, friends.
I'm not leaving you behind!
Dr. Wowie.
I'm not a terrorist! Calm down!
Impossible!
Just take a look at this.
Oh no!
What's going on with that radio?
I have done all I told you. Ho! What?
Yeah.
Bad voice acting in video games for this week is for Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
I feel like even if he delivered that line better, it would still be bad because it just sounds so cheesy.
It's awfully corny, yeah. It's the kind of thing I'd expect from a kiddie show rather than a one-on-one against none other than Dracula himself. But again, the last thing I would have expected any protagonist to say when looking Dracula straight in his eyes is, "Die, monster! You do not belong in this world. You should die because you're a big, meanie, poopy head." It does honestly sound like the kind of stuff you'd expect from a couple of kiddies arguing on the playground, to saying, "Hey, Steven, you stink. Yeah, well, you do not belong in this world." That's mean. Bullying is really, really bad.
Young master, I cannot aid one who opposes the master.
Sounds like a robot doing a terrible impression of Yoda.
Oh god, you're right. Oh, the worst thing is he's right, folks. Gendo's actually right when he says that. It sounds like a cyborg trying to impersonate William Shatner, trying to adopt his acting style, you know, with the dramatic pauses here and there in order to add some emphasis unnecessarily on certain words.
To what he's saying.
But with this robot, it sounds like he's lagging through time. It's like there's some sort of really awful internet connection saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go and kill Dracula. The Wi-Fi connection must."
Then it makes the disconnect call noise.
Just do. EXE not working. Please reconnect your Wi-Fi. I don't even know who the guy is. I'm assuming it's some sort of servant or something like that for Dracula. But again, lagging through time. Sorry, what?
Bob, you're glitching again.
Oh, damn it. Someone release a patch for this guy. He's not talking properly.
You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Okay, but I just want to point out, he put, like, way too much emphasis on souls. Like, you steal their souls.
You steal men's souls. Souls! Yeah, I heard you the first time. Souls! I get it.
Souls.
Just souls. Just say it normally. And make them your slaves. I don't know why he's just emphasizing every single last word in his repertoire. I suppose he just really wanted to add as much emphasis as possible to make it seem like, the most radical and shocking final battle, final monologue with Dracula, rather than, looking him straight in the eye and saying, "Your days are over, mister." Instead of saying something serious like that, something that we can all get behind. Instead, we're just getting this over-the-top acting like this. Oh, darn. It sounds more like, again, it sounds like a bunch of kids on the playground, rather than saying, "You steal kids' lunch money and make them your," I won't say slave, "and make them your lackeys. That's mean."
This is really suspicious looking.
I'm not sure if that's her serious delivery of that line or if she's being sarcastic.
At the same time, it sounds like acting I'd expect from Dora the Explorer.
Where? Right behind you.
Right behind you, you idiot! This looks really suspicious looking. What kind of person says that? Just say, well, this looks suspicious. Not in my voice, of course. That would be quite weird for a lady character. But rewrite that dialogue. Come on. This looks really suspicious looking. It looks suspicious and looking like it's looking suspicious. Suspicious looking. Look.
Suspicious looking.
Woman, what is wrong with you? We're walking through Dracula's castle. Wow, this looks really suspicious looking. If you see Dracula, say, "Dracula, don't Drac." Oh, man. Why am I giving Dracula an Elvis Presley voice? I do not know, but whatever. Don't judge.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And now it's suddenly turned into a Dracula Richard Nixon. Arr.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
How dare you! Once again, the as a disappointment calls herself, bullying PSA, as she's calling it. It does sound like really bad kind of bullying, the kind of stuff you would hear from one of these things. Wow, really lame.
He talks about the soul being empty. Has he heard the sound of his voice?
Are you kidding me? He's trying to put so much passion into it, though. So much heart. And without realizing that he's sacrificing a lot of dignity in the process. But nevertheless, I'll give him one cookie for trying it. There you go. You can have a cookie for trying, Mr. Voice Actor person, who I don't know your name of. But I can't give anything beyond that for actual performance levels. It sucks. Really, really bad.
A switch. Why don't I press it and see?
Enough with the Dora the Explorer style acting. Come on, is that too much to ask for? Why are they overacting all the time, Gendo? This is honestly making me annoyed now.
I'm having a hard time trying to figure out if they're legitimately saying the line like that or if they're just sounding like sarcastic. Because it's like, oh boy, there's a switch. I wonder what happens if I push it. You could also interpret it as like a tsundere, like, there's a switch here, it's not like I want you to...
I'm not trying to help you, Baka. It's not because I like you, I'm just helping you with a switch is all, nothing else. Baka.
Stupid raccoon.
Awesome! You are mighty indeed, but let me show you the true meaning of power.
That sounds
like he's talking to himself in the bath.
He's just sitting in the bath, scrubbing himself with like a little rubber ducky, and there's loads of suds everywhere, and he's like swinging around a rubber duck going, "Awesome! Let me show you the meaning of power, Mr. Squeaky." Wow, I look so... What are you doing here? No, get the microphone out of the bathroom! No, don't put that in the game! Oh,
stop recording!
I'm trying to have fun in the bath with Mr. Ducky! It sounds like, what's it called? Captain Planet? That nerdy hippie superhero. It sounds like a Captain Planet sort of acting saying, "Awesome! Thanks to the power of friendship! Here are our friendship rings!" Really cheesy 80s synth music.
Radical, tubular.
It's radical! Alright, let me play that sample one more time, because it's too cringy and silly not to play a second time.
You are mighty indeed, but let me show you the true meaning of power.
The true meaning of power? Wow! I can't wait! What is the true meaning of power? And just awesome! You are mighty indeed! I just want Simon Belmont to kind of look at the camera, big cheesy grin, a t-shirt that says "Winners don't use drugs" and say, "Awesome, you are mighty indeed. But remember, kids, winners don't use drugs. See you out there. Stay at school and drink your milk, brother."
Like he's going through some sort of midlife crisis, and he's at a dead-end job, and he's talking to himself in the mirror, trying to pump himself up.
You are mighty indeed. No, come on, you can do it, man. You are mighty indeed. And I pull it together, and let me show you the power of magic. Personally, this guy, I think he's trying to talk to a bunch of kiddies like, you know, he comes in, he's trying to look cool and hip. He's got a rap outfit. And he's got a microphone and some bling, and kids are like, oh, God, no, he's trying to act cool. Hi, kids! I'm going to show you the true meaning of power. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, boom. I'm Simon Belmont, here to say, if you want to kill Dracula, let me say that thing. And then we do some rap song. No, please, you don't act cool for the kids. You're acting really lame. Stop it, man. You're embarrassing yourself.
He's tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Get out of here, edgelord. Right, yeah. That was none other than Castlevania Symphony of the Night.